Look at them.
Everything has to come to an end. Life is just a cycle of starts and stops, and there are endings that we don't like, but they're inevitable. Getting past them is part of what's being human.
So who inspires you?
This is probably Kanye West. He's a guy who believes in something, and he doesn't bow down to anyone else's beliefs. He fights for his beliefs and his expectations, and when he's passionate about something, he doesn't let anything stop him. Biggest dream, and I would just say being happy, because and it sounds so cliche, but if I can be 45, 50, and just be happy in whatever definition of me being happy at that age is, because I hope it matures more than video games like it is now, and that'd be fine. That's the dream, just being happy, feeling fulfilled, and just being happy with whatever part you're at in life. I grew up around a lot of bad stuff. I have uncles that I haven't talked to in years because they've just fallen off the wagon and got involved in drugs, and it was one of those product of my environment kind of situations where I was going towards that path. Unfortunately, my dad had got offered a job to come up to Yuba City, because this is when I was living in Fresno. So, I kind of had this moment of clarity where I was like, I need to move up here. It'd be best for me if I moved up here. So I moved up here. I knew that it wasn't just everything that was around me too. There was a lot of things I was fighting on the inside, like depression and stuff, and I had battled it for a long time, to the point where in high school, my senior year, I had to go to the counselor, basically like a therapy session, twice a week. At the end of the school year, she's like, "Well, Daniel, I think you've done a lot better than when you first came here. I see a real big improvement in you, and I think you're gonna do well." And I ended up trying to commit suicide shortly after that, which I can laugh about now in retrospect because it's kind of funny, but obviously it wasn't a very fun situation. But I fought with that for a long time, and my parents had joined the LDS church, and finally it came to a point where I was at work and I was not planning on coming home. I just wrote myself off. I was gonna kill myself. And I remember one of the church missionaries had asked me if I was praying, and I would tell him no. And I had for some reason, this voice telling me, you should pray. And I was like, it doesn't hurt. So I prayed and just asked that, God would help me get through the things that I was going through and, overcome them, essentially. And right after I got done praying, I felt this warmth in my chest. It was it felt like just a feeling of assurance, a feeling of comfort, I guess. And I just held this voice in my head telling me, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. Kind of just decided to devote my life to this church because, it helped me out through something that I had fought with for so long, and it was instantaneous. So that's why I decided to. And so the person that I was gonna become and the person I am now, that's what resulted in that change. It had a really big hand in that. Mm-hmm.